I'm Sven Lindblad, founder, CEO, and member of the board of directors of Lindblad Expeditions. Right now, I'm standing on the island of Floriana in the Galapagos Islands. And I came here to celebrate the 65th anniversary of the Galapagos National Park. This was a gathering of people from the central government, the local government, and community leaders to celebrate the park and what it's achieved in its 65 years. And it was really gratifying being here for that, because I have known these people for a long time, and to be here and celebrate with them this great achievement of keeping this park in really, really good shape over the last 65 years was a real joy. The Galapagos National Park began in 1959 with very, very limited resources. My father, Lars-Eric Lindblad, put together the first traveler's expedition to Galapagos in 1967 on a chartered Chilean Navy vessel. When my father first came here, he realized that the national park needed to have more support in the form of rangers, and he chose to finance a couple of them. He also realized that a plan needed to be developed in case visitors increased over time, which of course they did. And so he funded a scientist by the name of Harris to develop a plan, which largely is still in place today, governing how visitors visit the island. In 1967, when I first came here, there were less than 1,000 people living in the Galapagos Islands. Now there's 30 to 35,000 living in 4 communities. And so the whole relationship between people and their needs and wildlife and its needs has changed as a consequence. We have been very committed to understand what it takes for that relationship to be positive, and how do we as a company support that relationship so that people can thrive, and at the same time wildlife and the flora and the fauna can thrive. And I think Galapagos has been inordinately successful in that regard. And the experience you can have here now is very, very similar to the one I had in 1967 when I first came here. The National Park has really done a good job in making sure that this place is well protected, that people understand what their responsibilities are in relationship to the park. And I see no reason that shouldn't continue. So while I was here celebrating the 65th anniversary of the National Park, I was also able to visit the 2 new ships we have acquired, which we are calling the 48-passenger National Geographic Gemini and the 16-passenger National Geographic Delfina. Delfina being named after my youngest daughter. We are going to take delivery of them in January, then we are going to do some work on them, and then they will return to the Galapagos in March to begin their activities on behalf of National Geographic-Lindblad expeditions. So while here, of course, celebrating the National Park and visiting the 2 ships, I decided to bring my wife and Delfina and spend a little time on the Endeavour II, exploring the islands, which was great. Which brings me to the fact that bringing kids to the Galapagos Islands is a really, really great idea, because A, they love it, B, they learn a lot, and it's something so different than what they experience in their daily lives. Galapagos is not just a destination, it's not just an aspect of our business, it's deeply personal. I came here at a young age and decided that over time that I really wanted to make a difference here. I wanted to be able to bring people here, showcase this magnificent place, and at the same time I wanted to feel like we were part of a community. This group of islands has so much wonder, but also has challenges. And we as travelers, we can contribute to helping solve some of those challenges. Galapagos is a place where I feel very, very optimistic, because it is really ingrained in the community here that this place is important, that the livelihood of not only people but of nature exists and is healthy. And so coming to the Galapagos is really gratifying, because it gives me hope for humanity, and so I'm really happy to come back. And it's almost like a periodic pilgrimage to a hope spot, a place of optimism.